First and foremost, I want to say it is cold as fuck out here.
When all the smoke like a vape pen. Hold on, brother, chase him. Say my name, I pop up like the boogeyman. Fucking the game over, dropping bangers with no hit.
And I am not living for it at all. I made a TikTok and I was like, I never really thought the DMV got really cold like that as other states up north do. Like where I'm from in Connecticut, the New York, New Jersey area, Maine, further up north. Like it doesn't get nowhere near as cold. No. This winter, it's Connecticut kind of cold. And I was just making a TikTok saying that like, y'all prove to us that y'all can get just as cold because this winter it's been freezing. But I'm defrosting right now and I want to talk about the topic of having kids. It's not even something that I think about, to be quite honest with you, unless someone brings it up and we're on the topic of it or talking about it. Me, personally, I don't want kids. There's a couple of reasons why. One of the reasons why I don't want to is because kids are a lot of responsibility, and maybe it's just me being young and me being selfish, but I don't want those responsibilities. I have enough responsibilities, and I feel like, having children is another responsibility that I just don't want to add on my list of responsibilities. I just don't want to deal with that right now, at least right now. I don't know how I would feel in the next 10 years or 5 years or whatever the case may be, but I know for right now, I have a lot of things I want to do in my life, and I just feel like having kids is going to slow it down just a little bit. I don't want things to be slowed down just a little bit. I want to be able to slow things down because I want to, not because I have to. And you can have a career and do things with children. Trust me, you can. It's not it's not the end of the world by having kids. It's not the end of your life. It's not the end of what you want to do. But, when you have kids, you have to realize that a lot of what you're doing is going to affect your child, good and bad. Whatever you do that's good is going to affect your child. Whatever you do that's bad is going to affect your child. You are no longer living for yourself. You are living for that child or your children. There's always a level of freedom that you give up when you have children. You're never going to be as free as you are before you had children. You're always going to have to be, and for one, in parent mode. And two, you can't do the things that you used to do as much as you used to do now that you have a kid to take care of and look out after.
What a drag.
I have panic attacks. I worry and stress myself out about a lot of things, and I just know that having kids or having a kid is going to put even more stress and anxiety into my life. And children are beautiful, don't get me wrong, I love kids. Kids love me. Like, people always tell me, Makai, the kids love you, but and it would be nice one day to have a mini me running around, but I know I'm a realistic person, and I know that, for one, I am in no way, shape, or form right now to have kids. I still don't feel like mentally I'm prepared to bring a kid into this world because and people say that when you have kids, it changes you. I believe that, and not with everybody. I'm sorry, not with everybody.
And the truth hurts. Take it and run with it.
It does force you to do a lot of things that you didn't do before, but in terms of changing you, I'm kind of like, to me, it's kind of like certain people, not everybody. Let's just say not everybody. But for me personally, I'm not ready for that kind of commitment. Once you become someone's reason that they are existing, you can't take that back. Children are not like puppies and pets and stuff like that. You can't just return it, and just be like, I don't want it anymore. When you bring a child into you can do that. Don't get me wrong. You can be a deadbeat parent and never be in your child's life, but you also live with a certain amount of guilt for the rest of your life. Your kids grow up probably fucked up in the head or resenting you and stuff like that. Like, when you have kids, that's a huge responsibility. That's a total different world of and I know I'm probably looking at it from the negative point of view, but to me, it's more so the realistic point of view. For one, I don't want to bring a child into this world. This world is fucking horrible. Like, this world is horrible, and I don't want to be responsible for bringing a child into this world, and let's say the child grows up suffering. For one, I'm not going to, if I was to ever have a kid, I'm not going to put my trauma, my dysfunctionalness, I'm not gonna bring that into my child. I'm not gonna have my child grow up in a toxic environment around toxic people. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that my issues don't spill into my child. But to a certain extent, there's always gonna be at least one or two things that's gonna spill into them from you because you're raising them and that's your child. I see myself, if I was to ever even consider having kids, I would be 35 and up and very well off. I want to be at least 75% healed of trauma that I've been through or things I've been through in my life, or just healed from a lot of things and a lot of issues that I have and that I'm dealing with. And I want to be not a brand new person by that age by the time I decide to have kids, but at least an elevated person. People are just having kids and they know they're not ready. They're just having kids because they're letting religious beliefs tell them if you have an abortion or you get rid of it, it's a sin and all this stupid retarded shit. You know, they start to feel guilt, or they feel like they're killing a baby, or they feel like whatever the case may be.
Oh my God.
People are having kids and they know good and well that they're not ready. They know good and well they're not ready to have kids at all. They think they are, and they end up having babies. They think that shit is cute and they think that they're ready for it.
This ain't no more game, bitch.
Then fast forward, they're struggling because they thought that shit was cute. They thought that, oh, I'm just gonna have a baby and it's gonna be, you know, the best thing ever. And they find out that shit is fucking hard and stressful. A lot of these mothers, they regret it. They just wish they would have waited till they were older and ready. And, you know, me being gay, I love the fact that I have the option when to have kids.
Bam, bam. I'm gonna go bam, and she's bam.
I could be like, you know what, I want to have kids at this age. And I mean, straight people can do that too if they use protection, you know what I'm saying, or birth control or stuff like that. But me being gay, I really get to choose when I want a kid.
Boom.
Because I'm obviously not going to have sex with a woman. Obviously, I'm going to do it, you know, I call it the lab way and stuff like that. But when a lot of these people out here, they're just having kids knowing damn well they're not ready financially or mentally to have children. You know, they're miserable and they take it out on their kids, or they put their kids through the ringer, or they bring their kids into their toxic world, their toxic family, their toxic environment, and their kids grow up fucked up.
She's hurting.
It's just repeating the same thing, pattern after pattern after pattern.
Ain't you tired, Miss Haley? Ain't you tired?
I don't want to do that. I want to be the best version of me that I've ever been in my life when I decide to have kids, and well off financially, and I just don't want to be all the things that I see people being when they have kids, and I want to be able to break that cycle if I ever have kids. But right now, I just don't see myself having kids. I don't want to have kids.
Let me think about that. Yeah, no.
Call it selfish.
The nigga's a selfish dude, man. No, and I still got love for the nigga, but the nigga's a selfish motherfucker.
But I just don't want that responsibility at all. I like that I can get up and do anything I want to do at any time that I feel like doing it. I don't have to worry about where my kid is at, who's going to babysit my kid, who's going to watch my kid. I'm not going to put them off to my mother or my father and have them always taking care of them. If I decide to fuck up tomorrow, I can do that. If I decide to be like, you know what, I don't want to live, you know, my life the way it is anymore. I don't want to work anymore. I just want to give up and not be responsible anymore and just be a bum. Not saying that's something I want to do, but if I decide to do that, I can do that. When you're a parent, you cannot do that. Everything you're doing from the time your child is born to the time that sometimes forever, what you're doing is for your kid.
But one thing I do the best in my life is be a mother.
You can't afford to not go to work and skip some days. You can't afford to, you know, give up. Like, I don't want to be a parent no more. You can't do that. And for me, I love the fact that I have that freedom that I can literally do whatever the fuck I want to do, whenever the fuck I want to do it. And I have to worry about how it's affecting my child, my kid. I think children are beautiful. I love children.
And love for children is all the same.
If I ever decide to have children, it's going to be the most beautiful thing ever. Kids do, you know, change you. They really do change your life. And, you know, like I said before, some people change and some people don't, but they do affect you in some kind of way. And I think having kids is beautiful. But, you know, I have to be ready for a kid. And right now I'm not ready. I want to be mentally in a better place than I am now. I don't want to traumatize my kid because I was traumatized or I went through stuff in my life and stuff like that. I don't want to make those same mistakes that I see parents every day making every single day, especially as a black man. I don't want to put any of my black trauma and bad family patterns on my kid. If I ever have a kid, I would want it to be a girl first. If I have another one, it's a boy, but I'm not gonna lie, I've always just thought about having one, because I'm the kind of person where I'm like, one is enough, I don't want another one, but if I have another one, then it'll be a boy. I don't know why. And I'm going to name her Michaela, and I'm going to name her that because my name is Makai, and Michaela Makai. And I just always thought that was a very pretty name and gorgeous name. But anyways, this is the Prince Makai channel. Thanks for watching.